What is up, guys? Fredo1 here, and welcome to chapter 389, Curse for Hunter Hunter. I had to break these up because chapter 388, there was so much writing. It took nearly half an hour to get through it all. But anyway, guys, so that's why I've broken these two videos up. Let's get straight into it, guys. Let's get straight into this chapter. At the time, Shikaku committed suicide. I was in the 7th Prince's sleeping chambers. There were 5 people there, apart from myself. The moment of the gunfire. Okay, so this is going back from when Thingy took a shot at the Night Prince. 7th Prince Leorio himself, bar 8, from his private guard, Reg and Basho from the Hunters Association, and the 2nd Queen Soldier family, for a total of 6 people. The Leorio was smoking legal drugs while watching a movie as usual. Up until the gunshot sounded. Now, we were more concerned about the rumbling, and so our attention was not focused on Shikaku in the entryway. The 2nd Queen Soldier went to check on the window when Shikaku's shouted out. Long-lived 1st Prince Benjamin pressed the muzzle of the gun to his temple and fired. Judging from the fact that the rumbling ended at nearly the same time as the sound of the gunshot, we can determine that there is a clear connection between someone's ability in 9th Prince Harkenberg's camp and Shikaku's suicide. So then, looking back at the situation where we knew he killed himself reluctantly, the idea that he was forced to commit suicide as a condition for some kind of bargain that was struck is very likely. So we got the 1st Prince here. So then, are you saying that in exchange for the proverbial gun that was pointed at my head to be lowered, he chose death himself? If we assume that rumbling was caused by an emitter, the kind of destructive power they would be capable of would be presumably something the likes of fireball of 5 meters in diameter, surpassing the speed of sound. A non-nen user caught by it would be dead on the spot. Okay. Candido, for the most part, I do agree with your assessment of the enemy's attack ability, but I have 3 problems with your theory that he was forced into a suicide as a result of a bargain. 3. Would you please tell me what they are? First, assuming that Shikaku had come to the same conclusion that the rumbling was caused by an emitter preparing his attack, would he really think that Prince Harkenberg was truly ready to make an attack? We are here in the VVIP area, at the heart of the confinement surveillance center. Prince Harkenberg could have discovered this by way of his assassin giving word through the Queen. But if he did know our position, then to attack here, he would have had to blast straight from the lower prince's quarters that were in the way. Okay? Both forcing someone to commit suicide, letting lower princes get caught in the attack, greatly go against the 9th Prince's profile. Even if we assume he had a sudden change of heart and decided to participate in the Succession War, this massive of a change is something is far too unnatural. Indeed. Okay. Second, why suicide? If you're going to force Shikaku to do something, wouldn't ordering him to assassinate one of the other princes be more beneficial? You have a point. And the third, can fellow princes actually kill one another in the first place? Excuse me. It is both my and 1st Prince and Sir Benjamin's opinion that if our nen beasts could kill one another, or if other nen beasts could kill other princes, then this whole ordeal could be resolved quite quickly. But if either of those were possible, then there's no way that Sir Benjamin's nen beast, who has inherited his own personality and traits, would have not acted on it by now. Which means that nen beasts cannot kill one another, and that a nen beast cannot directly kill another priest. We can assume that this is a rule built into their very nature. I see. Furthermore, All the princes have acknowledged the fact that the absolute law of killing a member of royalty is a capital crime, will apply to them as well. So for a prince, the killing of another prince being extremely taboo is embedded deeply in their minds. So it would only be natural that all the princes Nen-based also function with that restraint lodged into their consciousness. We know that before boarding the ship, Ninth Prince Halkenberg was unable to use Nen, which means that if the rumbling was caused by the Nen beast and it was targeting the first prince, it would be breaking its core rule, even if it's, for example, the prince's ability was somehow waking through the aid of his Nen beast. Okay? There's no way a Nen beast would enable the use of an ability that could let a prince directly kill another prince. Alright? That's fair. That's pretty understandable. Alright. Well, I hadn't really thought it through that far. So then, was Chicago being controlled after all? Even if he were, that still doesn't explain why he specifically committed suicide. Besides, Shikaku himself was a manipulator. He would have been able to take countermeasures against a manipulator opponent. In a battle of manipulators, the first to strike wins. When the assassin activates his ability, he would first target himself. That would defend against any opponent's manipulator attacks. I had no idea about it. It's one of the most core concepts for manipulators. There are a lot of people that don't know about it. Li Han might not have known about this either. If so, then I'll have to give up on the idea of placing him on 9th Prince Halkenberg's guard. But then, if all that's true, why did Shikaku commit suicide? The key to that may lie with this one other doubt I have. Why did he die in front of room 1007? His mission should have been one that required utmost discretion and attention to detail and secrecy. Remember, the conditions at the time with as much detail as you possibly can. Keep an extremely close eye on the actions surrounding room 1007. As of now, with these, we will search for the answer to why. So that's the 9th day, Monday, 10 a.m. So we've gone back a couple of days. The 10th day, 4th rumbling. So now we're picking up where we left off last week's chapter. The interval between them is growing shorter. Victor, what's going on? So we got rumble, we got clicking. Heard something click twice. Is there an emergency? They're fighting. Well, first Prince Benjamin still has the radio on. Rumble, it's not working at all. Damn it. Highness, it's no use. Attack, I'm not. Okay, so they're trying to get information to him. Alright. Victor's tackle shield is both an offensive and defensive ability. Even if he were unable to completely overpower Prince Halkenberg, I believe he'd be more than capable of holding his ground while keeping the enemy's movements and actions under check. It seems Prince Halkenberg is more suited to combat than we expected. On top of that, once he completes preparations for his attack, it's likely to carry enough force that it would be impossible to defend against. So even if we know it's coming, we can't defend against it, avoid, or even fight back. This is far beyond the class of ability that any individual would be able to master in such a short amount of time. We should look at it as a bow formed by the entirety his private guard. It's exactly as you say. His force and efficiency are beyond anything we imagine, and he has resolve firm and fierce enough to give up a life for each and every shot. Okay. Chicago has died, but Biko is still alive. And it wasn't through just a simple emitters attack there's such mystery. I need some kind of lead, but I can't afford to waste any more pieces like this. So I have Muse's Owl, which is currently attached to Second Prince Camilla, attached to the private guard instead and search there. That doesn't sound like a good idea. We know even less about second Prince Camilla's abilities than we do Halkenberg's. Okay? Prince Camilla's ability killed Muse instantly. That alone makes it a viable threat. We need to keep her under surveillance. Besides, even if we were able to see the enemy attacking someone, I still have great doubts that we'd be able to determine what exactly their ability is. But clearly, we're in a state of emergency regarding Prince Halkenberg. Do you have some kind of plan? Please leave it to me. Due to the serial killings currently occurring across the lower decks, I've had any non-local troops be shuffled and redeployed as a countermeasure. Furthermore, my private guard have continued to observe strange behaviour surrounding Prince Halkenberg's camp and have sufficient evidence and viable motive to suspect him of premeditated murder. The personnel chain cut off, split up the remaining troops from the one giving the orders. Exactly. If the enemy's ability is powerful, then the best strategy is to not allow him to use it. Okay. So we got Post-it, we got Post-its and Steins, a few people. I'm not going to go into all that. If you guys want to read it, you guys have it up on your own screen. Noisby Youngman has been restrained and confined. He has been isolated from his private guard and will be forbidden contact with them until the trial is over. Okay, so it looks like they've arrested the Ninth Prince. Okay. But with Victos currently safety and whereabouts unknown, it's extremely likely that he'll end up getting acquitted due to insufficient evidence and released under surveillance, just like what happened with second Prince Camilla. First trial will be where the battle's fought. Yes, this may be our once-in-a-lifetime chance. Okay? It's time to swap ships, Juliana. Okay? We're still reading that. Haven't you finished already? Yep. It's got so many famous song lyrics in it. Once I started reading it, I just can't stop. Song is really the best way to convey a message. Only in its a message once. It's in your head. It stays there playing back along with the melody. Although this does have propaganda-like points, it all makes sense, and more importantly, the concept for each chapter, along with its song selection, is so carefully done, it's really interesting. I feel like I kind of underestimated Sixpence Tython. I need to reflect on that. The final chapter, What a Wonderful World, really gutted me. Suddenly I find myself wanting to make Prince Tython king, but in order to do that, the other princes would have to be, that would be completely contrary to Prince Tython's ideals. When I considered that, then I realized that these teachings may be the prince's last will and testament. An excess of empathy is dangerous, Julia. I know that. You should read this too, Izu. Do you think a life has ever been saved by oversensitive love? Don't come at me with your song quotes. I love it. So, alright, let's keep going. As members of the Hunters Association, our mission is to protect the princes until we reach the supposed new continent. As far as you're concerned, that's when the real problem starts, right? Well, I suppose you could say that. I can imagine what kind of tragedy will play out afterwards. But with our contract over at that point, can we just say good working with you and leave just like that? I'm not very confident about that myself. Alright, see you later. So he's walking out. Surprise! Happy birthday, Giuliano! Alright, so it looks like his birthday. My birthday still isn't for a long time. I know. That's why it's a surprise, right? After all, by this day, 2 months from now, already have said our farewells, right? Oh, you're so lucky. You did a cake handmade by the prince. I'm so glad we met. Oh, what are you crying for, Julie? Come on, smile. That's in order. Yes, your highness. And though the amount of sugar and flour might be off by a bit, I'm also ordering you to say it's delicious. Got it? Yes, Your Highness. I love it. Alright, so it looks like they're celebrating a little birthday. Long live Prince Benjamin. Bang. Apart from that, nothing else really happened. But why here, room 1007? I haven't the faintest clue. Was there anything out of the ordinary immediately following the gunshot? Not particularly. After all, it wasn't like anyone had gotten shot and it happened outside the room. It's a waste of time asking. I'm an honest guy, so I'll tell you straight out. We're not telling you nothing. As I thought, nobody's going to go out of their way to offer up their information. And there's no guarantee that whatever information they do have is worth offering in the first place. Okay? If there was some meaning behind Shikaku's killing himself in front of room 1007, the only thing I can think of is a diversionary plan. Get everyone from inside focused on what's happening outside the room and fulfill the objective within that opening. In that situation, the most likely would be a plan through Second Queen Duzal's officer. Prince Hakumen used Queen Duzal's officer in room 1007 to do something during the ensuing commotion and chaos of the suicide. But what was it? They were going to go through this much effort for something such a large scale. It wouldn't be worth it unless their objective was assassinating the 7th Prince Lucerus, right? At that time, not counting Satobi, there were 5 of Queen Duzal's family guards in room 1007. So we got Hapite, Famil, Ri, Odessa, and Gato. Immediately following the gunshot, Famil was in my field of vision. Okay. Having and Ri were on the guard duty in the living room. Odessa and Gato were asleep in the break room. If someone were going to try something, it would be those two in the break room. In the break room, Pro Guard, Mackie and Sculpt from the Hunter Station were also sleeping. So Mackie and Sculpt. Perhaps Odessa and Gato took advantage of the commotion and did something to one of those two. Okay. Looks like this is going to be another long chapter, guys. I've concluded that all 6 of Queen Duzal's officers were in room 1007. We're not Nen users, but I can't conclude to the same degree that Furyakov can. With a certain amount of skill, it would be possible to pose as a non-Nen user in Fulming. If that's so, then if I were to question the 4 people that were asleep, they might find out that I've realized the possibility. Keeping a close eye on them while watching over everyone else is probably best. Oh, bloody hell, there's a lot of writing, guys. A lot of writing. Oh. If my theory is right, then it's possible McNay has been manipulated into assassinating Prince Lucerus, which is perfectly fine for us, so we've no reason to interfere. McNay's assigned to guard Prince Lazarus this afternoon. That would be when he would act if they're trying to finish this quickly. But it doesn't really look like that's going to happen from my point of view. The hunter, Scott's sleeping right nearby. I think it would be hard for anything to be pulled off. Okay. Whew. This is going to be a very long chapter, guys. It's like they're giving us a shit ton of information and hoping we're going to remember it all. So, not exactly the greatest thing. But if we were trying to investigate into actions inside the room 1007, wouldn't it be better to pour all our effort into getting rid of Prince Halkenberg? If he places himself in the judicial branch's proceedings and starts acting clean and proper, there's no way he's going to end up with a guilty verdict. Unless it's a matter of national danger, the military doesn't interfere with judicial matters. But with the First Prince's authority and influence depending on his explanation, it's more than possible to get a court mandate in his favor. Man, democracies are strict. I applaud the prince and captain for having so much self-restraint to keep up with the formalities. If it were me, well, I'm the type to pull the trigger now and think up an excuse later. Okay. Regardless, someone with that kind of personality would survive in the succession war anyway. I wouldn't, sorry. Help me investigating people's behavior at the time of the incident. Actually, I've considered the possibility of Queen Giselle's officers planning something. Their ships are currently being adjusted. McNeil and Scott will be placed under surveillance as persons of special interest. So you have the same idea. Seventh Prince Lazarus was opposed to that opinion. Queen Delza's policy is life is in action. Her standpoint is not to give help to any prince regardless who asks for it. It's not like someone's not going to take action right in the face of danger though. If they've been pretending that they were unable to use Nen this whole time, then that means that both of them must be considerably skilled. Be on your guard. Right. Or so you'd like me to think. Okay. I think all of you in Prince Benjamin's private guard are behind this. You're all in on it. An ability that Shikaku activated by taking his own life. With that kind of resolve, using a Nen that increases in strength after death would have quite the considerable amount of power indeed. If I assume committing suicide in front of room 1007 was done in effort to mislead the investigation, then Prince Halkenberg was framed for the crime, and in reality they're going after the second, third, or fourth prince. The structure of his organization feels no remorse at using his officers' lives as ammo, after all. So it wouldn't be peculiar in the least for there to be many among with the post-mortem Nen. The most popular kind of post-mortem Nen is the kind that haunts the target after death, causing all manner of harm and ill fortune to befall the haunted. But with these entrusted curse type abilities, if one like the guardian Nen beast were invoked, you'd be able to see it. Would a prince who already has a Nen beast attached to him be able to be haunted by yet another entity? Either way, for now, my only option is to observe. Okay, so we're going to the VVIP area, Second Prince Camilla's surveillance quarters. I want to hurry up and die already. Okay. From the day I learned exactly why I was born, every day without fail I've come to see you, so that we can be bound together in hell. I swear I will curse you to death. Second Prince Camilla's private guard, Masawa, in charge of First Prince Benjamin, so that Prince Camilla can become king and prosper. Okay. In ancient kingdoms, there were many funeral and entombing traditions which involved people giving up their lives to be buried alongside another. In ancient Kakin, there was a specific tradition in style known as the afterlife companion. The afterlife companion were reserved after a prince who was unable to become king had died to watch over the prince in the afterlife and ensure they would not become a vengeful ghost and haunt the king and country. A member of the opposite sex was selected to be buried and entombed with the prince. Though it was supposedly an honor to be the prince's companion, in actuality it was quite the opposite. In a class system where you were born into a class and of that class, from the class for your entire life, the companion forcefully chosen from the lowest tiers of the untouchables. Okay. The afterlife companion is now obsolete and unused, but those born as untouchables are still forever locked into that class and will never be able to take a public office, rise to a higher level official, or join the military. Okay, fair enough. But Camilla gave all of these untouchables a chance to join her private guard. They received their own private land in a special ward and granted the same rights and rights as fellow soldiers, along with the overwhelming support that these once discriminated people hold for Camilla amongst the private guard. There naturally began calls for the afterlife companion system to be reinstated. This fused with Nen powers and transformed into an incredibly potent assassin curse. Okay, Second Prince, private guard in charge of Zhang Lei's curse. Alright, so these are all the ones that are basically they're in charge of Harkenberg's curse. They're in charge of curses for each of the princes. Carry with you something related to your target, their name, photograph, clothing, or part of their body, and curse your target. Stay as close as you can to your target for as long of a period as you possibly can. During this time, the greater you desire it, the stronger the curse will grow. When the invoker dies, the ability will be activated. Ideally, you should kill yourself in front of your target's eyes. Okay. Interesting. It is obvious that Shikaku was not an untouchable of Kaki, but it's possible that he was an entrusted curse type user like us. Prince Halkenberg's private army was made up of people from many countries with mostly unknown birthplaces. It would not be all that surprising if there were a few among them with circumstances similar to our own. If a curse ever came from Prince Camilla, okay, second Prince, he's the one in charge of Wall, I would happily give my life in order to remove it from her. Okay, and then Exorcist, Umania, that's right. So then we really don't have to become afterlife companions. I mean, we're totally ready and willing to. It's just, so these are all the other ones. We will use our lives not for the sake of a dead prince, but for the future of Prince Camilla. We who weren't even considered people were given purpose and will by Camilla. Those who are no longer in charge of a curse go snoop around the enemy's people and figure out if they have an exorcist or not. We who have eaten the food of the dead have gained the special ability of Kakin's untouchables. Carry a small blade together with something connected to the target and pray for them to be cursed every day without fail. Then burn the object carried, boil the ashes, and drink them. Afterwards, kill yourself with the blade, and the curse will be invoked. Whatever you do, ensure that you do not cause any more trouble for Lady Camilla. Yes, ma'am. Those haunted by the curse then will have their aura stolen. The most powerful curses will force their target into a state of Zetsu, and then bring death within a few hours. Okay. So that looks like what Camilla is trying to do. Alright. This is going to be a very long chapter, guys. We're nearly at half an hour. There's still so much unknown about the prince's guardian beasts. Abilities to send curse after the upper ranked princes would be risking it all on a gamble with a very high chance of failure. But if it goes well, then we could kill the princess with a curse even if it gets exercised, or have been able to lure the Hunter Association and then exorcist out into the open. Should we go for the 10th prince or the 11th prince, or maybe the 13th prince? The 14th hasn't spent long enough building up the curse yet. Call Fukutaki, the head servant, here. Here I am. Damn, that was fast. I want to send out a curse to one of the princes today, but I want to leave the cursed target alive for a few days to confirm whether or not the Hunters Association has a Nen exorcist. Out of Mubuz, Metsushi, and Tala, who do you think is the most qualified? If you're going to send the curse from this room, then all three of them will take about 3 months to kill with their curses. If you were to send it from room 1002, most would take 10 days. The other will take about 2 weeks. Captain, 10th and 11th princes have been detained in the judicial department for attempted escape, and according to some of our sources, there are some rumors that someone has died. What? They died, then the door would be sealed, wouldn't it? If they're in the judicial department, then it would take over half a year. So then we're left with Tala in charge of the 13th prince, taking 2 weeks. Please wait. My estimates are made assuming that the princess is defenseless. Huh? But your target is being protected by a great guardian beast who has protected the glory of the royal family through generations and generations. If you try to stealthily send a curse at them from your own territory, as if they were some careless, helpless commoner, it would snuff out such an insolent attack with a single glance. We untouchables have no such mettle or determination in order to compete against such a powerful guardian beast desires to protect the royalty. If you want to successfully fulfill the killing curse, you'll need the resolve to get close enough to touch the prince's skin directly and kill yourself while the target stares fixedly at you. Okay. Why the heck didn't you just say that to begin with? You're a real jerk when you want to be, Granny. Squeezing out wisdom is a strength on par with experience. I apologize for our roundabout discussion earlier, but I've got to teach you right. It's the job of the young to skin their knees and the job of the old to bring the medicine. Before their eyes are, indeed. Actually carrying this out is going to involve considerable difficulty and a lot of resolve. Alright then, I'll do it. If I curse the 14th prince from right beside him, even with the short time period spent incubating, it should still unleash a powerful curse. I know that Prince Camilla hates asking for anything or taking handouts and wanted nothing to do with the classes, but if it would lead to our objective of killing a prince with a curse, I'm sure she'll give me permission. The hunter in room 1014 is teaching Nen with the goal of causing a stalemate. If that's true, then there should be a second round classes too. When that happens, I'll be going. Being in close means that enemy fangs can also reach you. Being too openly hostile is extremely dangerous and could wind up getting you killed. You're telling me to steel myself, right? Love and hate. I'll use my love to silence the sound of my hate. That is my specialty. And if you slip and fall while going down this hill, you won't be getting off with just scratches. You just never run out of your little reminders, do you, Granny? They're all guiding me to the right path. Don't worry, I'm awake now. Indeed, I may have been playing the joking clown of a soldier for a while there, but I am an untouchable. Even if I fail, I have nothing to lose. Okay? And thus, as of today, everyone who took the course has had their Nen ability awakened. He was able to carry them to taking their first steps in activating their Nen abilities by the final day. Having inquired it, yourself, how do you feel? Physically, I feel myself rapidly growing stronger. The way I see the world has quite literally changed. So then, can you see my guardian Nen beast? My guardian beast right now? Yes. It's far more divine and grander than I've ever imagined. Well done. Here, take this as your reward. What is this? It's a coin created by my spirit beast. You'll be the first person to receive the coin, the number 1 coin. Thank you. I'm thrilled. Though I've got the real coin number 1. Real first number 1. The number has increased. Still yet unknown ability. Chapter 389. End. Okay. So we have had 2 chapters, both very, very long. But anyway, guys, that is all for me. I'm going to end it right there. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Not a lot's gone down in these last 2 chapters. A lot of information. Problem's going to be remembering it all when things start going down. But anyway, guys, that is all for me. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of the chapter. Did you like it? Didn't like it? All that kind of jazz. And as always, guys, I'm Free01. You guys are awesome. Smash that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. It's all greatly appreciated. And as always, I will catch you guys next week with another live reaction. Peace.